tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Look, people, they're right there. Hi, I'm Frost. I'm here to do some more writing for Legend Seeker, working on the lore. That's why it's called Frost Written, because I'm Frost and I'm writing. So hopefully my mic is working today and it's not causing all kinds of feedback, and my camera makes me look like a mostly human. I mean, I'll take half. I'll take part. I'll take half Centaur. And that you can hear me and see me. So, if so, wave at the camera. And clap your hands. It's colored. Yeah, see, I went like this. And the sad thing is, I trimmed this morning above here with my razor, and it's already coming back in. I'm like, how? Stupid facial hair just growing. Dang it. But, yeah, I'm also covered in dust, as I was telling Crescent, because Calvino and, well, other cats, I didn't even let Charlie in because he looked dirty. I should have known the other cats were doing as well, is they roll in the driveway, which is gravel, and they roll in the dirty parts of it, or they lay under the deck and roll in the dirt, because they just love rolling in the dirt. And Charlie, my mostly white cat, was kind of a brownish, grayish, whitish fluff of dust, and Calvino was as well, and I didn't notice it at first until he jumped on my lap. It was great. Later, when I was having a drink while he was sitting on my lap, I took a sip and I'm like, I can taste grit in my mouth. He's like Pigpen. Anyway, so I have been working on a few things on the map, just moving a couple points around here and there to solidify things. Roughing in some more of the mountains and stuff for the top end of the map so it's not so crazy. Played around with the oceans a little bit more. Did a little bit here and there, just massaging things slightly. Tried a few things out, reverted a few of them. But now, today, I am going to go back in, and in the text, I'm going to be working on some of the beginning, because I have things about the roadways of the Godlands, the roadside shrines, the waterways, the bodies of water. I need to fill in some details in these areas, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Fun. Yeah, fun stuff all over the place. Did people get a chance to look at the Barbarian class? curious what you think. If you have thoughts on it, you should send thoughts in the feedback forum, feedback part of Discord. I mean, because I know Eccentric did at least so far, which is good. It's possible people sent things to Erudite directly, but that's the public stuff I saw. I did look at it, probably don't understand it. Well, that's fine. It's there's some system stuff in there, definitely. Yeah, I think you'd be happy to get some feedback. Like, you know, base it off your expectations and see where you got. I have some thoughts for him I'm going to send him. So I'm going to work on that a little later. Okay. I could change that around, but I'm going to leave it like it is. All right. So I'm working on the roadways. So we have these on the map. It's the orange. And the heavier dotted lines are where the major Agrian roads used to be. And you can see on Agrium, they're pretty well maintained because, well, that's their island home. But here, it's, you know, been 1,000 years of quasi-upkeep by people and neglect. So certain areas, like, well, obviously where Senna fell, the roads got really messed up. This part of the road is kept pretty workable because of people in Usia and the Hinderwald and everything. But they don't go into these lands to try and fix them. And the lower part of Frylund is, you know, the coast that got really hit when the city was destroyed. So that part of the road and everything is kind of not really worked on too much. Though they do have some really nice roads still through the main part of Frylund. But when you get up near Dunholm and places like that, it's the roads are definitely back to basics. And then as you go into the Rime Wall and up, you hit the last end of the roads and there's nothing left. And the roads were all destroyed and sunken through here. You can see there's I have little remnants underneath through the trees here where it used to come through to Presepe. But you can't get across there on roads. You have to make your way on foot. But the road does continue from the Elven Port here all the way down until it hits this river. And after that point, it turns into, you know, the old roads that are falling apart into Hauf, Soul Spires, all the way over onto Port Mika, where this headland, everything was destroyed. The great bridges and everything were destroyed quite a while ago in the war. Not really maintained that well. So getting through there, you have to go through on foot, and it's not easy. So some people just sail down and head to Garth Urum and don't even take the road. But a lot of people who are overland travelers and don't have boats have to go through Hero and down into Koto and lead their caravans through all the toll points. And the weird part about Kiru is, yes, they're barbarians, but they have maintained these roads because that's their only lifeline for getting between the clans and for also to get up here till they can protect from their neighbors who have never attacked them because they're paranoid. So yeah, we got a lot of roads. All right, so the ancient Agrian paved roads exist between a select few of the major cities of the kingdoms. So the various states of repair between many of the major. Oops, how about I put this right here? Nothing like good old paranoia. You gotta love it. Good fences make good neighbors. That's why they have the 9-league fort here, or the 3-league fort. Sorry, 9-mile fort. Well, the the Godlands, remnants of travel networks created by master engineers during more peaceful times. Majority of the roadways across the Godlands are packed earth maintained by the local governments with the benefit not only. Okay, maintained by local governments with benefit not only military. Most follow the older Agrian byways. Some lay directly over the ancient trenches, which were long ago robbed of their fine stone for other building projects. Okay. Let's see. Roads on the island kingdom of Agrium. Okay, roads on the island kingdom of Agrium itself are even more ancient, but they're maintained and updated by descendants of the original master engineers. This site provides smooth and efficient travel year-round. Oops. Share. Gino, did you hear about the Tibetan monk who found Jesus in his margarine? He said, I can't believe it's not Buddha. Wow. I didn't hear about that. This was news to me. We'll go with the word personal. Oh, I can't remember this guy's name. Okay, that's his name. Where did I put it? Trying to think of a. So what I'm writing is there is a treatise penned by the elven scholar Lorum. This is this stargazing elf that I have in the lore for the lands. And he wanders through all the lands and he documents things he finds, customs, abilities, foods, anything he can think of. He just tries to preserve the history of all the less long-lived races. But one of his books is a treatise on the roads, Agrian roads. And I'm trying to think of a good title for it. I wanted it to call it just Roads of the Gods, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I think he's going to call it in the footsteps of Agrium, because I think it's a fun little play on things. Because everyone on the mainland uses these roads that were theirs, so. Wants me like her butter, assaulted. That one hurt me. Oh man, I'm getting back into. I'm making fun of college here because I'm saying the treatise was penned by the elven scholar Loram, entitled In the Footsteps of Agrium, in which he details humankind's fascination with roads and efficient travel, their methods for constructing them, and forming nature to their desires. He compares and contrasts the most dreaded of essay questions. Compare and contrast, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, has already been shaped. Compares to contrast this mindset with that of the elves and their desire to conform to the way the land has already been shaped. Always make fun of college. Woo! Came into this chat, just wanted to say hi, but the pun started, and here we are! How goes it? Fantastic. You hated those questions in school? You never just knew how many comparisons are needed? Exactly. It's like, what? Is there a number? Are we shooting for a broad category here? Like 2, 3? Always go with 3, right? Maybe 3 is not enough. By the way, I'm going to talk Italian today. I'm going to gesture wildly. That's what I get for having San Pellegrino last night during Cthulhu. That's Italian. Where's Brian? Bobbity boopity. It's a good question. all these. How would I put that? Elves almost never. I gotta look up a term now. All right. Indeed, in the Elven, yeah, so their desire to conform to the way the land has already been shaped. Elven lands and forests, travelers will often find paths that are, or will find paths that are rarely straight. The nope, I closed my thesaurus. I gotta remember not to close it after I'm in there. I just hit X automatically. And my dark reader got turned off. There we go. Ah, my blessed dark reader. All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. What's with trails? That sounds a little more natural. In the elven lands and forests, travelers will find paths that are rarely straight, the trails flowing naturally around obstacles and features of the landscape. Elves almost never create desire paths like humans are wont to do. So traveling through the Solinar can often take a bit of extra time unless one ignores the paths. Good job, cats. They want me to know they're there. They started early today. They started before I started streaming. So, haha. All right. So I don't have to be at work at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I might be able to stay away from your private game. Hey, nice. Fantastic. Woohoo. Is there a reason you don't have to be at work 5 a.m. tomorrow? Is it a good reason? It's not like, 13 people got, turned into ash by lasers or something like that. Hopefully it's just, I don't know why 13, but hopefully it's nothing like that. Hopefully it's just somebody's got to get a ladder tall enough to put a new 9-volt in the fire extinguisher or the fire alarm, and it's annoying, so nobody has to be there. Just that constant chirp. Let me tell you, I hate that noise. My fire alarms are all in this house because of the codes here. They're all wired into the house because it was a new build, but they also have to have a battery. And if the backup battery is dead, chirp, doesn't matter. It's plugged in. It's hooked up to the house. It still has to have the battery. Damn it. Damn it. All All right, what else do I want to say about this? I think I'm going to point out that methods of travel. Strong carts, chariots, wagons, rider, pedestrians, all ply the roads of the godlands. I don't want to say have been. We'll say they were. Some stretches of the ancient roads were sundered. Nope. During the God Killer War. Lost cities of Presepe. I'm going to mention Presepe because I gotta check something. I think, did I name this river before I go off on a tangent and name it? Rivers and bodies of water here. Oh, we did make a lot of these, didn't we? Oof. We made a lot of river and water names, okay. I had one of these picked out for here, though, but I don't see it. Oh, it's the Gold Veil, yep. Okay. Let's see. Death lasers, how ridiculous. We haven't created the thorium crystal feature for that yet. Wait, what? How wide is the river? Wider than a mile? Might be Moon River. No, 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 no. But it is an incredibly wide river. I mean, if you were going by the scale of the map here, say, let's see here. Its widest point, we'll say it's this circle right here. So we'll go over here to this little thing in the base. That's like 5.5 miles wide if we go by the actual drawing. But, you know, drawings don't make a whole lot of sense. But this is a massive river. It's almost like an elongated lake all the way down from down here to there, which is why there's so much draining into other rivers and stuff, and that's why it's so swampy on this side. But this also used to be a nice headland until Grix got it. He breaks everything. But that was pretty good song pun insertion. Huh. Something like that. That was a great bridge. Fort Mika, which now lies in ruins, spans great support structures all up to the Marvis. Smaller bridges now cross the span of the carrying outpost of Hero, all in the shadow of the colossal remains of that dwarven bridge. Boop. Hamarsi is at Delta, but it's 5 miles wide. This thing is just a morass. It's just, there's islands in here. You can see all the islands. When you go from here, it's a treacherous path through all the ruins, because the ruins of this whole city are still here. And you go by bridges, and you find what you can all the way through until you get to the road on the other side. Because the only other option is to head up into the Elven Lands and try and go through and around in their spot, and they won't like that much. As it is, nobody wants to go near this island here. If you can see this little island that's sitting right in the center. That island, and I should put something on it, but I left it just with a little X. Because that is one of the original trees that grew in the land that was planted by the god of nature. And it still sits on that island. And it is massive, and you can see it from everywhere around here. It is the headland. And this human city that was down here was in the shadow of it. But it's no longer there. This island's here now, though. And there's a fun little story with that island. It might involve a beautiful hill covered in clover and emerald grasses. Vines. Beautiful, beautiful hill curling around the base of that tree. Which I may have talked about before. But I can't remember, so I'm not going to say anymore. Up. Zip. Crossing the ruin-scattered delta of Presepe is best undertaken the help of a knowledgeable local guide. Some merchant houses who do business with Kiru crossing the ruin-scattered delta of Presepe is best undertaken with the help of a knowledgeable local guide. Some merchant houses who do business with Kiru via the overland route have employed their own experts to avoid being charged by locals. Avoid being charged or taken advantage of by locals. Okay, there we go. All right. What else do we want to talk about with roads? Anything? Okay, we're going to leave it there. The marshiest delta ever. Deltiest marshal ever. Wait. Marshal. Trying to decide if I want to do something about that port now. I just realized I put two things together here and it didn't make any sense. Some merchant houses who would do business with the Western Godlands via the overland route to employ their... Okay, there we go. Right. Do I want to talk about roads in and out of there? No, I don't think so. Leave that alone. Because there's normal roads there. There's bigger roads there. Sounds swamped. You're not wrong. All right, this road goes through there. I'm trying to see if there's anything else obvious that I need to talk about with roads. Ah, yes, I do. So the great roads of the Azure Kingdom, Kiru, and Lost Acadia are of different make than their Agrian counterparts, but are regularly maintained by their own citizens, unlike the majority of those across the former empire. Because Kiru closed its borders during the war, so they never really did anything with Agrium, so these are their own roads. And the Azure Kingdom did the same. Now, Lost Acadia was a little bit earlier, but it still suffered. And they had their own way of doing things. So the roads do connect, but they are made very differently. All right, go into roadside shrines. And by the way, when I'm talking about the elves and their forest binding their way around everything and going around all the rock formations and over this, in the dells and places where it's natural, almost like rivers find their way. They don't create desire paths. Now, that's, if you don't know the desire path, or some people call them a golden path, but the desire path is, if you look from the top down, there's like a path going here, and then there's like a curb coming out around something, and the sidewalk goes around like this in a shape, but people see that and they just walk across, and then eventually wear a path in the dirt, and then you can see the sidewalk goes around like this all the time, but everyone just walks over the little hump or walks over the little thing and keeps creating this little desire path because everyone's like, I can see where it is, it's right there, I'm not going to walk to the left 5 feet. Animals will do that sort of sometimes. People will do it. Elves generally don't do that. They're patient and they're long-lived, so they're like, we'll go around. Not every elf. A lot of elves will go overland. But not every one of them, and not all the time, so they're not going to wear the paths the same way. All right. Though the gods retreated to their lacunae and no longer dwell amongst their creations, faith is a powerful force in the lives of most mortals. Most crossroads have shrines to one god or another, and it is not unusual for even the smallest village to not have a structure, or is. Excuse me. It is unusual for even the smallest village to not have a structure dedicated to the worship of the immortals. Often the roadside shrines are maintained and kept from falling into ruin by fae who have adopted stretches of high roadways so they can play with and use and help mortals, all in equal measure according to the doctrine of whimsy and woe. Keep their small stretches of roadways navigable, safe, clear of smaller obstructions and minor dangers. All right, so some of these shrines are ancient, predating the Godkiller Wars laid down by Agrian masons and road workers. Others are more modern, though much simpler in make than the Agrian ones, made of materials on hand and maintained as best they can by locals. Keep hearing somebody making noise. And I'm yawning now. I gotta go check and see what that noise is. There's repetitious noise by the back door. I'm gonna go see what they're doing. I'll be right back. Chair stream. Actually, let's do this. Wake up, everybody. I'm back. So, yeah, I have a heated cat house outside the back patio doors. And Benji loves sleeping on there occasionally. Kibble will sleep on there, and he'll just snuggle up on it and just lay like a little caterpillar on top because it's very comfy for him because the top bows down a tiny bit. He had his head and everything next to the window. The sound I was hearing was him making little cat snores, and it was reverberating through the window. I kept hearing this. The hell is that? So he was using the glass to amplify his snores. Cats. They're great. By the way, totally unrelated. I was just over there, and I'm going to be working on a computer tomorrow. I'm going to be getting my new computer set up, so I'm on my workbench. I had it cleared off and ready to do stuff. I bought myself this adjustable light that, because I need to be able to see into the chassis, and it's really, it's really hard to see inside a computer unless I'm holding a flashlight, and I don't think the cats will hold one for me. So I bought myself this cool little light. I already just love this little thing because it's got a nice wide base. It has a little plug, spot in the back. You can plug it in. And this head is really bendable. You can put it almost in any position. And it's just a bright little light. I mean, you can see it's horribly blinding. But I love it. It's very cool and flexible. You can take the end off and refocus it. But it's got brightness levels. So you can dim it down, turn it off. And I've already used it today. I just got it this morning. I was like, oh, I could use it for this. I just set it down, point it at whatever I want, and I'll go. And it's cordless, so you just plug it into a USB charger and you're good to go. And it's pretty light. I like it. Yeah, it's a very cool little light. Because I have I don't know, it's like a 12 million articulated arm thing over there that's it's like one of those little lamps that has the little swing arm, but it's got two extra little arms with swings to it, so it's got a lot of bendiness. You can move in different directions, and it has a big magnifying window on it with a light. You can change the color of the light and everything, and I use that occasionally if I'm screwing around in the middle of something inside a computer. But this thing's just like, hey, you want the brightness of the sun pointed at something? I got you covered. And it does. Anyway. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, the roadside shrines. Some of these shrines are ancient, predating the God-Killer War laid down by Agrarian Masons and road workers. Others are more modern. I don't know. What other kind of stuff would you want to know? Being like a player or a GM or a DM, however you want to put it, of a game like this, would you want to know more about other styles of shrines? Do you care about that? Would you come up with that by yourself? Like, obviously, there could be old wooden shrines that are falling apart. I think it'd be cool to have some shrines that are like a shrine, but also do something else, like they capture rainwater, or they're a beehive or something like that. Found Temu. No, that actually I bought off of Amazon. Weird. Hello, Erudai. Erudai's Slime Girl Shrine. Don't worry, Frost. I like the lamp. Okay, everybody, just realized that Crescent just literally said, I like lamp. She didn't say I love lamp, but she likes lamp. So she's close to being the guy from Anchorman. Maybe. And no, she no longer likes the lamp. Dot, dot, dot. Perfect. All right, so these roadside shrines, I think these shrines also vary from the symbolic to the utilitarian, some having stone bases which catch rainwater for travelers, cisterns around springs, wooden effigies that serve as beehives or dwellings for creatures. A few also offer temporary shelter for travelers or campsites that have been used for centuries. Okay. Why do you do this to me? I'm just a horrible person that, yeah. Yep. We'll just leave it at that. The same reason that I put GIFs of a guy bonking his head on a potted plant and then punching it across the yard after we were talking about your character in Strange Eons. By the way, how you feeling, Arudai? You were nice to me today. I'm sure that will stop, though. Maybe. Situated along the ancient Agrian coastal road to deter highwaymen and pirates, as well as along bottlenecks used to stymie orcish advances. Small forts are set up every mile or so. Leading to their nickname being coined. Anyway, what? Miserable. I'm sorry, Ruda. That sounds unpleasant. Also, you think something's wrong with you? My stomach has decided saltine crackers are the most delicious thing on the planet. Well, I'm glad that you're not in a death trench right now, because I have a couple of friends who are, I don't know what they caught, but they sound awful. Like, no energy, raspy voice, just feeling terrible all the time, headachy, throwing up. Not throwing up anymore, but we're throwing up. Yeah, it's just not good. So, Chrysanth, maybe you just need salt. Don't know. I go through phases sometimes where I'm like, ooh, saltines. Well, then again, you are fasting right now, so maybe your body's just like, yeah, saltines, keep eating them. They're food. Keep eating them. I mean, I love saltines if I'm having just like, I want a snack and I have a can of soda. I could just sit there and eat like an entire sleeve of saltines. I could do it. There's a flu or something going around. Blah. Well, you know what I subscribe to? That everyone should have bone broth, except Arudai. He can't have any. He doesn't appreciate it enough to have it. Though I'm just saying, Erudai, I don't really get sick, and I have bone broth all the time. Which reminds me, I need to have something really quickly. I need to make some noises here. As my cats make noises. I need to dig out one of these. They look like Starburst, but they're not. They're pomegranate chews. Lots of antioxidants and stuff. Hot, salty bone water. For shame, Erudai. Yeah, there's also a lot of collagen in that hot, salty bone water. So these chews look like candy. I'm having candy. But they're not. It's a Muppet Pox. Oh, no. Yep. They're pomegranate. Now, I wish I had my... What do you call it in here? They have a whole bunch of other bits and pieces in here. But they're very good because they have, like I said, lots of antioxidants, lots of vitamins and things. I just got a message from work I'll have to go check on. Vitamins, all kinds of other herbal bits and pieces in them. I love these things. They're good. That's why I can still bend my arms behind my back. Because I make sure that my joints are still working. Should hear how Crescent described her character to me. It was something. Uh-oh. Wait, are we going to get some character insights here? Is there a video asking for a friend? All right, let's see. Where was that? Mile forts. Early forts were simpler affairs of the stable, larder, repair smithy, and low stone walls. Purpose was early warning against orc. We'll just say against incursions. So they were minimally staffed, and the defenders would often flee if attacked by a warband. Those built during the early days of the Godkiller War had their defenses increased. Additional buildings for essential services. Each became a small military camp unto itself. Some mile forts, especially those in a mana stream convergence, boasted magical defenses, though none now exist with such a system in working order. Heroes of this forts were dependent on the area of the godlands in which they were built. Those near the coast were usually made from limestone and concrete. Those near Solvenor and the western marches of Fryland are marble. Those in the north are often built from granite. As the war dragged on, many fortlets and key areas were added between the main forts, comprised of little more than a signal fire atop a stone edifice. Most of these have been reclaimed by nature or robbed for their materials by locals. Get rid of that. What else do we want to say about that? Let's say on some... Some abandoned road spurs. Old mile floors are now used by bandits, warlords, or even monster tribes as their headquarters. Oh, join voice chat. All right, I'm going to get in voice chat. Let me turn my desktop audio on. Let me get into the voice of chat. If it'll let me. Machine. Let me in the voice chat. Let's see. All right, can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Hello, you sound, sick.
I am. Isn't it wonderful?
Well, for all of us, sure. You, not so much.
It's really not. But that's okay.
So what were you gonna tell me here? What's going on?
Oh, man, sometimes people don't believe me about the things that Chrysanth says to me in private, and sometimes they're inappropriate, shall we say, and I have to remind her, whoa, Chrysanth, listen, we have a professional relationship here. This really isn't the kind of conversation that we should be having. And she tells me to shut up and continues anyways. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
But
I like her face in the chat there, like,
yeah, so we were talking about her character, like where it's going and its direction, and she was talking about how, I'm kind of useless outside of controlling the battlefield. I can't really attack anything, I don't do anything combat related once that's done. I was like, that's not true. I was like, you have ways to attack people.
like
Now,
power modifiers, you mean, or are you thinking otherwise?
well, how do you think she responded to me? Just take a wild guess.
She bonked you? No.
Wow. I mean, she does that anyways, but
Yeah.
no. Oops. What was I gonna do? Oh, shit. I just messed up my screen.
Oops.
She says, really? Question mark. And she was like, Arudai, I tie people down and hit them with a stick. That's not combat. That's BDSM.
Right before this, she said, "Oh no, Erudai, no, 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 act." Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess she's not wrong. And that's disturbing.
I'm just saying, I was the innocent party in that conversation. I believe that I was, exposed to some things that you shouldn't be in your work environment. And unfortunately, the only place I had to complain to was Sevi, and she said, grow a pair. So here I am.
Well, I would say just yell out to the heavens, BAP! And see what happens. Maybe she'll appear magically and be like, what has she done now? But maybe not. If Chrysanth's lucky, her mother is busy right now.
Listen, I have talked about some of these things accidentally, of course, in front of her mother, and her mother did not believe me, and nobody ever seems to. And these things really happen. She really says these things to me, bursting pipes, what her character does to people. Like it's something. It's definitely something.
Chrysanth says her mother would be embarrassed. Dad would laugh his rear off. Wow. Well, I think we're gonna have to have some fan art done of Daybreak. Or not. Maybe not. Maybe this is a bad idea. Scratch that. Never mind. No fan art of that.
You know, in that context, the hyphenated last name of a break really takes on a whole new meaning, and I just feel like there's going to be some interesting things that we learn about that character once we get our memories back.
I mean, I would have expected this of Marashi, but I don't know. Maybe even Oliver.
Yeah, it was very surprising, very surprising. I mean, for you guys, for me, I'm used to Croissant's lewdness, and it is what it is, but
I love how you use the term lewdness. I think that term's been used to describe you more than once.
Yeah, I know, and it's unfair. I'm the victim.
Rita's getting his
I'm the one
victim
being
on.
exposed to this. I am, or I was, innocent as the day I was born. I didn't even know some of this terminology, and Croissant just, like, opened up my world. And I've had nightmares ever since about all the things that happen out in the real world that I thought, or I've never thought, were a thing. It's rose-colored glasses smashed, man. Smashed.
You could just go by the maxim that one of my friends has. Anytime anyone says anything disgusting or weird or strange or offbeat, he just says, there's a website for that. And he's probably not wrong, because there's probably a website for everything, but that's just his go-to quote for everything.
Well, I suppose there is probably a website for that.
Yeah. Croissant just got 50% more attractive to a lot of guys. ... Good job, for fantastic. You're digging yourself deeper. So yeah, I get to do a talk tomorrow, a round table that's at UCLA, and I was like, oh gosh, that's tomorrow. I forgot I was signed up for it. I'm gonna do great.
Uh-oh. What are you going to talk about?
This one is talking about bots in our development cycle, how we use bot and AI characters to run around in maps to help us find issues, address issues, and also do metrics for testing. It's something we've done for years because it's easy to send them out into a map, but yeah, they've gotten way more advanced and they help us quite a bit. But wow.
It's kind of crazy.
And I'm also like, oh yeah, okay. I gotta go do some more research tomorrow. Yee! It's gonna be a lot of fun. Ugh.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, either that or I'm just gonna sit there the whole time and do, and I'll do what I told Croissant I do. I just say, you're right. Yep. Yep, you're right. To everybody. And just let everyone else talk. Invalid selection shape. What is it? Okay. Somehow I just did something in the map that's saying invalid selection shape. Sure, whatever. You say like guest speaker, we don't deserve you. Yeah. That's me. I get to talk about stuff to people out there. It's what everybody wants. Me talking. When in doubt. Yep, you're right. Exactly. So, I'm working on the side. I'm working on that, the god we talked about with the three aspects, heads. And I was also going in here and playing around with the map because I was trying to clean some stuff up. But yeah, I'm just continuing on, expanding on all the, sections I have in here so far. So if there's something else that comes up that you want me to specifically work on, I can play around with it. Like if you want me to detail more stuff around Seabreak Haven and stuff for that, or just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about the shrine question. I think Kika's shrines should come with a 1d100 table of pranks.
That would be fun.
And that there's an occasional chance that if you go to pray at one of her shrines, you get some mischief done on you.
Do you think that that D100 chart should just be right in here?
Sure.
I
Why
think that'd
not?
be kind of fun.
And it should be maybe like a percentile chance of it even being triggered. Like, obviously, it would be problematic that if every time you tried to pray to Kika, you got pranked. But, you know, if every once in a while she just happens to be listening at that moment and gets a little facetious.
That's not bad. Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was my pet mimic, not actually a shrine. My bad.
Oops. And you're now a plant. I blessed you. You get to see what it's like to be a treant for a day. What? Well, that was loud.
Oh, was that something? Did I do something?
Oh, no, it was a car out there. It was just boom. Oh, fantastic, sarcastic. That's a fun one. There needs to be a can only speak in puns.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
When you, or you now have vulnerability to puns. Anytime you hear a pun, you take 1d4 psychic damage.
I'm gonna say consult the following table. Boop.
All right. Well, I'm getting ready to go through our security gate. But if anybody wants to make fan art of Domina Daybreak, just let us know.
Don't do it, people. Cool. Well, go through your security checkpoint. Have a good time at work and feel better.
I'll do my best. Bye, guys.
Later. Okay, there we go. Yeah, well, you know those things are going to come up. Save me! There's nobody on Kick to save you. No one will save. You celebrated your subscription with that message? I like it. Nice. Nice. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Wow, Cajun Corey. That is pretty horrible. Set that one in there. We're going to put it in a bullet point. Oops, nope. We want this. Okay, here. I came up with... Some of these are maybe a little bit mean. I don't know. This one is... hair grows on your palms and disappears only when you shake hands with another and pass it on to them. It ends at sunrise the following day. I'm playing tag with something. That's mean. I renewed my Kick subscription for 11 months. Please save me. Just really like that one. How do we save you here? You know what you need? You need somebody else to do something foolish. Cajun Corey, do something crazy. Get everybody looking at you. Oh, by the way, for Strange Eons, I did think it was interesting that when I was looking at it and then I mentioned it to everybody, that Godwin is the only person that has absolutely no idea amongst the normal people if he even has another name. Because the other humans all have surnames. Actually, I don't know. Does Daybreak have a surname? You late, Jensen? You missed your rude eye on the phone. All right, everybody look at Cajun Corey. Or don't. I mean, it's up to you. Okay. So Daybreak doesn't have one either. And I gave Godwin an appellation / surname, but I'm not using it because he doesn't have any clue about it. You might be glad he's like, well, you didn't get to hear him kind of hacking and sounding sick. So, I mean, if you were all in it for that, you missed out big time. So I'm talking about Grixis shrines right now. Few roadside shrines to Grix were ever erected, and fewer still remain. Those that do give off ominous energy, dissuading. Yeah, so those that do give off ominous energy, dissuading all but his disciples to approach. Wow, fantastic. Enjoy that timeout you're about to get. I can't tell if the stream stopped. You're just being extra quiet. I'm extra quiet. 10 seconds or 24 hours? Ooh, good question. Both. Why not both? First one, then the other. There you go. That's the way to do it. By the way, I played some more Myth Survival at lunch, and I got my garage organized. And so I was planting some plants, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go out and explore and do some stuff. And I drove forward, and the world disappeared, and my truck went off a cliff and went clunk and stuck on a cliff like this with something below it. And then the world popped in, and it was literally a straight drop, and the truck was stuck there. I was like, oh, well, crap. So I'm going to have to get out and get my car jack out and move it. I hit the key to get out of the car, and it popped me into the world, stuck inside the car. And so I spent 5 minutes trying to screw around with it, trying to get out. I'm like, well, I'll go back to my earlier save. My earlier save was from right at the beginning or right before I started all that stuff at lunch. So, like, well, that was a lunchtime well spent. I was totally set back. I'm like, well, I'm done with that. I was a little annoyed by that. Stupid game. Stupid cheaty game. Do it. I think I know why you don't like puns. Oh no. They're fully grown. Good thing I didn't do anything for Nugget to time me out for. Seismograph. Wow. These are horrible. Holy cow. Ugh. I feel like Clay, who just took a grenade to the back. I feel like I'm in pain and I need to drink. But I'm going to hold off. Hold off. You had to? No, you're not sorry. You're not sorry. Are you really sorry? You're not sorry. All right, do I want to... I'm trying to decide if I want to make shrines to other gods. I'm gonna hold off putting specifics on other shrines right now. I mean, Arendor, I think, would be the ones that would be more likely to be, you know, nature habitats. I can mention this up here. It doesn't really... The sentence would flow weirdly if I threw that in there. I might just put a separate one. Maybe a little. Only time I saw my puns was April 1st. Uh-huh. I don't believe you. Oh, I don't believe you. Mostly because I think I may have given her a small stroke, seeing as how she doesn't respond. Well, yeah. Huh. Interesting. I'm just reading a news thing there really quickly. Huh. Intriguing. Can we start calling Christopher? Horrible people. You should be ashamed of everything you just did. All right. I was just trying to think along the roads here and stuff if there was something else I could put down there about the shrines to Senna, but so since the Fae have been driven away from these areas, oops, I'm not home to fell spirits and Since the Fae have been driven away from these areas, the shrines along the old roads are more often than not home to fell spirits and hostile entities. These... Oh, Unwary does not have an H in it. Unwary. Since the Fae have been driven away from these areas, the shrines along the old roads are more often than not home to fell spirits and hostile entities. More than one is now a gargoyle perch, making these once hopeful landmarks dangerous to the unwary. Oh my gosh. There's so many things being said here. Wow. See, love about the bottle on her side. Oh, Cajun Corey, keep dreaming. 30 secondary prices for that. Oh, wow. If you're giving away Pappy, I can offer to kick you too. All right. What is Pappy's? Let me know here, because I don't recognize the vernacular. Is it a brand that I'm just not aware that that's the nickname of it, or is that the actual name, the brand name? All right, so that covers these. Let's say shrines of Xander, I was gonna say, are always gonna have some sort of a light on them. I'm trying to decide if I mean, he is the god of light and justice, so Peppy Van Winkle. Okay, got it. Yep. Yarp. Because I know that stuff because my brother was looking at getting a bottle because he has a friend who was, or an acquaintance who he had gone to some whiskey and like alcohol tasting things with that had a line on getting one for him. I don't know if he actually bought it or not though. Should check, find out if he ever did. It's like what is that those people do that go out and buy the Pokemon stuff out of the vending machines, buy whole carts full of them, and then go scalp them? Boop, 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 boop. Is it really good enough that you'd pay $2,000 for a bottle? I've never had it, so I have no clue. $4K. Woof. That's crazy. You could buy a whole computer for that. Daybreak is the kind of character you give their victim a safe word and they cast silence on them. Okay, Rudai. Welcome back. He must have gotten through security somehow. Rudai, everyone. Rudai. Okay, so here's the fun part is I turned my head left and I looked down and saw and I didn't focus right. I saw a 4-letter word ending within CK. I was like, wait, what? Like, oh, the heck. What the heck, Rudai? Got it. I was about to be shocked, I say. Say that didn't make her happy. Never have I ever. Pay like $500 and save it for a special occasion, like if I ever got married. Ah, there you go. Or a really good video card at least. Yes, exactly. So I'm just saying Xander Shrine, simple affairs for the most part. Xander Shrines usually feature lanterns, glowstones, or other means of illumination. Okay. Is it really that shocking if you see me swear? I don't know. I don't see a lot of people swearing here, and I think if you did swear, it would be a little shocking, yeah. 5080 I want is not available anywhere trusted. Oof. I got a 5080. I think it's a signature tier. So it's I'm trying to remember. That's overclocked. I think the signature tier 1 is the one that's overclocked. On the computer I'm getting in tomorrow, which will be nice. That's the one I'm going to be setting up over on my workbench with my new cool light that I can blind everybody with. All right. Text swearing still counts. Yeah, once I get the computer, I'll put a shot out there somewhere in some channel at some point, someplace. People are shocked that I didn't get the highest end everything on it. I was like, what? Okay. But my machine now works and it has a motherboard like that and I saved some money. So, yes, good for me. But yeah, it has the 5080 signature tier, the overclocked version. But it did get 96 megs of RAM, which is really nice. And a stupidly large power supply. So when I upgrade it later, I don't have to worry about it. People are shocked to learn I'm not a good electrician. Wah, wah. Sorry. That was a sigh for you, Corey. All for you. How do you feel about it? Lanterns, glowstones, other means of illumination. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Do I want to put anything down about Senna shrines? Don't think about that. 96 kilobytes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, 96 gigs. I make the smarts. I say the good words. Who would need more than 96 kilobytes of RAM? It's still weird to me, though, that it has a capture card in it. I didn't ask for one. And some other streaming gear stuff. I'm like, oh, what is all that stuff? Hail, Dave! Playing pickleball. Missed everything. Well, how'd pickleball go? No injuries, hopefully? All the pickles, all the balls? 96 gigs on my desktop. You are old. I'm old. I'm old. Why am I old? I don't think you can even run Task Manager with 98 kilobytes. Probably not. Likely not. Okay, you people are all technical people, right? Right. So when I get the new machine, it has Windows 11 or whatever installed on it. I'm trying to remember how I even log on as myself on this machine to get on my Windows, because I use a PIN. If I'm going to have to go look something up somewhere to find out what my Microsoft, like, 365 and everything login is and use it on that machine. It's been so long since I set up a new machine. I don't even remember. No injuries, totally beat everyone. Woo! Nice. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out, aren't I? Ha! This is going to be exciting. I'm going to screw something up somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's see. We got Xander. We could do Oriel. We could do Oren. Arendor, we've already kind of covered. Well, we'll say. Are often. Ancient tree. I don't know if I even have an account. Can tell Daybreak Research keeps the same entries across her quarters. Not just commenting on her piety. Wow. Okay. Rude Eye, I signed up for one. Oh, Dave, you signed up for the Wednesday game. Nice. Okay. There we go. Often utilitarian nature mentioned earlier. His shrines let's say regularly take form of something useful to travelers, providing bounty from well-managed natural resources. That's the beehives, cisterns, blah, 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 blah. Toady pies. I'm the king of nothing. Okay. Good job, feline. Be the best king of nothing there is. I have to remember how Roll20 works. It's not too hard. It should be interesting. Oops. Maybe we can destroy a tower, right, Frost? Yes! Always destroy the towers! Make sure somebody's up there so they can point from the top and tell you where to put the holes. No, more to your left. Right there. Yep. Do dire wolves make good house pets? Well, they will make the best house pets because they will kill everyone and take your house. Because this is a great idea. Why not make gray wolves more dangerous by trying and infusing them with characteristics you believe are reminiscent of a dire wolf? Even though dire wolves died out, let's bring them back. What could go wrong? Because we're facing an extinction crisis. Because in 25 years, half of all species on Earth will be dead. This is what they tell me. I totally believe them. I'm still waiting for the world to end in ice like they told us back in the 60s and 70s. Still hasn't happened. Or for Florida to get, flooded. Oops. Whatever. Nuts. You look forward to having dire wolves pet. Well, the dire wolves may pet you. They will take you as pet. In future world, dire wolf pets you. Holy cow. 6-4. How did it get to be? Is it really almost 6:50? How did that happen? I only have like 11 minutes left. What in the wide world of sports is going on in here? I'm not going to say the second part of that, but Jurassic Park worked out. Yeah, they responded to colossal biometrics or biomechanics, whatever their thing is. And they said nothing could go wrong, or we're pretty sure this is going to be fine. The literal Jurassic World corporate account responded. I was like, good job. A jibber jabber too much, Frost. Thank you, Mr. T. I mean, Chrysanth. Hey, I got a lot of stuff written today. I also jibber-jabbered a lot. But I got a lot of stuff written today. And I played around with the spine of the world here a little bit more. And the mountains and everything up here, covering the edge of the Azure Kingdom and the expanse of the End Mother, which is just glaciers. I wish there was some glacier, I guess, imagery, but I don't have any. So, whatever. At some point, I want to try and do some, like, closer-up maps, like, of, these areas. I'm just not sure how that works out. I'm going to try, because I grabbed one and zoomed in on it once, and I tried to do a close-up of a couple of areas. Loses a little bit of resolution when you get too close. There are planets of animals we have made think like dodos. Time moves in one direction. You're pushing your luck, Aruda. She's coming for you. In your weakened state, you won't be able to get away from the shovel. The shoveling. The shovelating. Coffee check. Very nice. I had Death Wish coffee earlier. Ooh, I still probably have a couple sips of it, and it's probably quite cold. Which means the last couple sips of it get some aromatic bitters in it. It's not quite iced coffee, but this stuff is really good, but it's like almost pure alcohol. So a friend somebody dared him to take a swig of bitters, and he's like, no problem. He took the swig, and he's like, oh, my mouth. He was not a happy person. Because it's seriously, bitters is pretty much mostly alcohol. It is. My gosh, what is it telling me here? 44% alcohol by volume. So, yeah. And it has quite the taste to it. 20 minutes ago. Knew it. Where's the gimp suit confirmed? Hot plate on my desk to keep my bugs warm. You know, I was going to get one of those. And then one of my friends for our Christmas exchange last year is like, no, don't do that because that's what I got you. I was like, thanks for telling me what you got me. But then we never met up for any of it. And we didn't exchange the gifts right away. And so we gave gifts to other people. We just eventually gave him. He never gave me the thing. He's like, no, we didn't meet because you guys couldn't meet. So I just kept it for myself. So he's using it. I should probably order myself one. It's not a bad idea. It's probably a good idea, in fact. All right. So I've got to work on a table of pranks. Yeah, if you guys think of... Actually, here's an assignment for you guys. Dave, you weren't here, and I don't know if Corey... Well, actually, Corey, I think you were here. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Gino wasn't here? I don't remember who. And Feline, maybe. We talked about the roadside shrines to all the different gods. Rudai said that it would be kind of cool if the shrines to Kika have a very small chance if you pray at one, or maybe if you don't pray right, or who knows, whatever capricious thing you do, you might get a prank played on you by Kika. And there's going to be a D100 table here. So I would say in the comments, leave a comment for each prank that you think would be fun to have played on someone. Something pretty much non-violent. Something goes away the next sunrise or maybe in an hour or something that could be fun. You know, you grow a pigtail, a literal pigtail, not pigtails. I put down the one that you guys came up with. It was can only speak in puns for an hour. I've also put down the hair grows on your palms and disappears only when you shake hands with another and pass it on to them. It ends at sunrise the following day. So I'd say, yeah, in the comments after the stream here, because I'll be ending in about 4 minutes, throw puns in there. No, don't throw puns in there. That'll get us killed. Throw pranks in there. $30. That's not bad. Left and right hand swap. Oh, that's a fun one. Wait, do the hands actually swap so your thumbs and palms are in the wrong direction? Your hands are backwards like a Rakshasa? Or do you become left-handed if you were right-handed? You're like, I can't do anything right. What's the frowny face for? Or the weary face? Or the what's going on face? People are nuts. Oh, the actual hand swap. The other one's funny too. Okay, got it. Wow, Cajun Corey, you're just going for it. Punt for the road. It's horrible. Man, while I was working on something today, I got it in my head that I wanted to hear the Rudyard Kipling poem again, Boots, the one about the endless marching that drives, can drive a soldier insane, that he wrote for in the Second Boer War. And that's the one they used in my gosh, the trailer for 28 Years Later. And the guy who reads it is just, it gets a little creepy. It's the one they use in Navy SEAL and other SEER training, I think. They play it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it will drive you nuts. But it just stuck in my head all day. Yes, that poem. And I mean, reading it is one thing, but hearing the guy perform it, woof. They used that recording in the trailer, yeah. Yeah. Boots, boots, boots. And they made it even creepier with some of the sounds that they added to it. It was like, woof. Gods of the copybook headings. There's a poem or a poet out there. His name, don't get him confused with the blues musician. His name is Billy Collins, and he wrote a poem called Marginalia, which is fun. And it's a little poem about all the little things drawn in the margins by bored monks while they were copying text, which is pretty fun. Did I lose? That one has implications, yes. Did you lose a point of sanity? I always lose a point of sanity. All right. Well, we're about out of time here. I'm going to save this quickly. And I'm going to save this quickly so I don't forget. And listen to my cats make noises. What are you guys doing out there? By the way, you guys almost got to meet the shyest kitten that I have. Well, she's not a kitten. She's only been here for maybe a year or so. She just showed up one day and was just kind of like, but she's this soft white cat with little brown marks here and there on her. She's just this beautiful cat, and her name is Anastasia, and she is just very calm and very kind of like shy. I went upstairs to get something. I came on down, and she's sitting next to the door, and she just looks at me, and normally she runs off when I come through walking because she's like, oh, feet. I open the door, and she's like, and she ran down the stairs and stopped at the bottom and just sat there, and I almost got her to come on over. But then she was like, nope. Went upstairs. I'm like, oh well. You have cat with cat. Oh, I saw that, Cajun Corey. 24 hours of constant annoying wind. Blackstone items. Adorable. Adorable. Forest Deep or Willow's Weep, Kangaroos and Secret Sleep. There it is. Oh no. I gotta stop the stream. I gotta stop the stream before it ends. No, no. Twisted Smile and Toss. Oh God. All right, and with that, we're ending the stream. I'm sorry I didn't get to it sooner. All right, I'm gonna talk to you all later. I'm so sorry. Bye. I'll see you all tomorrow night on Wednesday After Dark, and then Thursday for more of this Froste Written, and then Friday on Strange Aeons, or Eons. So talk to you later.